Good morning. It is Friday, March the 15th, the Ides of March. And this is Morning Ruck March with Sergeant Woodard and Private Gus. So, here out here in Studio 2, getting warmed up before we go out. It's about 45 degrees right now. Apparently somebody left the AC on last night, so it's a little bit chilly. So I just got a long sleeve shirt on, and that ought to keep me going once I get moving. Today is March 15th, the Ides of March, and in the immortal words of the Bard, beware. Of course, I don't think as long as your name isn't Julius or Caesar or both, you don't have much to worry about. So anyways, today's going to be an awesome day. The girls are up in New York right now. Obviously, everyone knows Bailey's up in New York, but Riley is up on... Get down. Private, sit. Outstanding, stay. Anyways, Riley went up to visit her for a few days this week. We went up on Wednesday, and yesterday or last night when they got back to Bailey's dorm, Riley sent me a note saying that they had walked 10 miles yesterday, and that she had blisters on her feet from her new shoes. And that'll learn you. Recommend before you move out. But she's having a wonderful time. They both went and saw Anastasia last night. I think that might be the live action version of the Disney movie about the Princess Anastasia who got whacked by the commies back in after the Communist Revolution in Russia, which became Soviet Union, which apparently a lot of people tend to idolize now. Gotta read your history, folks, and you see just what that does. Anyways, the Private and I are going to head out. Yesterday, when I was putting the afternoon program together, when I was filming Gus, he was right side up. I don't know what happened. And for anyone who got motion sickness, I'm sorry. But at least you got to see Gus out in his natural environment goofing off. Now he's just looking at my hands. So and he was wiped out when we got back in yesterday. I had some emails to answer, and he just went straight to his kennel and went to sleep, and it was snoring in no time flat. He finally got up when Beth Ann and her buddy Holly, that sounds odd. Her friend Holly got back to the house. Gus. Okay, lie down. Good boy. Be a table. Tabletop Gus. When they got back last night, he woke up for a little bit and went right back to sleep again. So, anyways, we're going to wrap this up because he literally is telling me, Daddy, it is time to go. As you can tell, that he wants to drive. Oh, good God, dog. Ugh. So, help! This is the Sergeant Woodard and Private Gus, and we're out. Stop it, dude. Yep, he's already found a stick. A mile in, he found this at the mile mark. I guess he's gonna drag it along with him. Go, Gus. He goes, I'm on TV. Look at me. Come on, let's go. Apparently we scared a bird. This is just half the fun of walking with Gus in the morning. He'll find sticks, play around with them, whoop them around, smack me with them, and he just has a great old time. This is why I always suggest people get out early in the mornings and see this. It's beautiful out here. Obviously, you know, it's before 6 o'clock, so no one's really up moving around on a spring break weekend or a week. But you get to see stars. You get to see the first of the airlines coming into DFW Airport or wherever you are. It's just beautiful. Okay, we are back. It is about 6:55. Had to take Gus inside so he can get some water. I can fix up a first cup of coffee. And I should have done that before I left because it takes forever. But We did about 4.1 miles in 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 48 seconds. So that it's pretty good. Obviously, moving us closer to that 75-mile goal for the March Go Ruck Challenge for Ruck Your Dog. And one of these days, I'm going to get him his own little rucksack so that he can carry that too. I think it'd be cute. And get him a little private stripe, slap him on there. Once he makes PFC, square him away. Put the little PFC on there. That would be cool. Anyways, in going around the neighborhood here in South Arlington, especially going down Bowen Road, you could really see the power of nature. And by that, I'm talking about the winds from Wednesday morning. We had, for those that don't live in this area, you probably saw me post that one video from the television station up in Amarillo showing the semis getting blown over. We had that same strength of wind down here. We had winds that were hitting up to 75 to 80 miles an hour, and that's actually a Cat 1 hurricane strength wind. So there's been a lot of damage, a lot of tree damage just walking through the neighborhood. And this is a heavily forested, old forested neighborhood. And it's original oak trees plus additional deciduous and pine trees that have been put in as well. And so there's been a lot of damage. I would also say probably the worst hit trees were the Bradford pears. And we used to have one in our yard years ago when we moved in, and it got struck by lightning and split in half, and we got rid of it, thank goodness. Problem with the Bradford pears, once you get rid of them though, the roots stay in the ground and keep sending up suckers, so you're constantly having to knock those out with the lawnmower. But a lot of Bradford pear damage, a lot of oak damage. There's some elms that received some pretty heavy damage. In fact, one of our red oaks that we had in the backyard lost a good-sized limb that I drug out to the curb this morning for disposal. And so, speaking of disposal, that's what I'm going to do with Gus. We're going to go inside. I'm going to let him rest up a little bit more and get ready to take out the trash. One thing, while we were in getting coffee, I saw something that just, to borrow a phrase from Family Guy, really grinds my gears. A lot of people think that the quick way to weight loss and the permanent weight loss is going to get that liposuction or whatever stuff that's going on. And that really bugs me because without sweat equity, what's the purpose of it? Because you're removing fat cells that are just going to be replaced. And unless you change your diet and what you're putting into your body and how your body functions, you're going to be right back where you started again. I know a couple of people that got lap band surgery, lost weight for a bit, gained it all back again. So, if you want to lose the weight, you've got to watch what you eat and you have to exercise. And long term, it's going to be better for your heart and your blood pressure and no strokes or anything like that. So, that's just my piece on the quick fixes. There is no quick fix. It's taken me 6 months just to get to where I am now, and it's going to probably take me another 6 months to get to where I really want to be. But all of it is a change in lifestyle. If you drink, fine, just drink in moderation. I just quit drinking altogether just because I didn't need it anymore. But drink lots of water and eat right and exercise, and it's pretty much that simple. So anyways, since it is Friday, I'm going to start giving the Friday safety brief, which some of you may remember quite well. Not from me, but from your old first sergeants and sergeant majors and such. So part one of the safety brief is, don't be the reason for a safety brief on Monday. Don't be stupid. Number two is my favorite safety brief from my old First Sergeant Graham from way a long time ago. If you're going to drink, don't drive. If you're going to drive, don't drink. And if you're going to drink and drive, wear a seatbelt. But don't drink and drive. So, Everyone have a great weekend out there. I will probably post tomorrow, but since the girls are getting in early in the morning from New York, I will not be going to River Legacy. I'm just going to knock out another 4 to 6 miles here in the neighborhood and do a quick posting and go from there. So everyone have a great day. Always remember, relentless forward motion. If you had a crappy week, put it behind you. You got the weekend ahead of you. Go celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Make sure you Uber home and just have a wonderful time. This is Sergeant Woodard and now a snoring Private Gus, and we are out. And that's what I call a happy ending on a date night. Pew, pew.